And I can guarantee, along with the other guarantee that I've made in this video, that this free live will be worth way more than any course or coaching program you have currently bought.
Probably.
How you like that for a guarantee, bro? Is that an irresistible offer?
That sounds pretty good. That sounds like you've been here a couple times. Done this.
The only one that it can't compete with is Agency Hypergrowth. I've heard pretty good things about those guys.
I don't know, man. This might come close.
It might come close, dude.
It might come close. We'll
it's fantastic because I'm not on it. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have about 8 people on. So first of all, welcome everybody. Oh, before I forget, dude, we have to go switch the mode here so they can see both of us at the same time. There we go. Dude, my hair is looking crazy right now, but it's all good. We're here for, not for fashion, for what's another word?
For function.
I got you. There you go, dude. You had me on that one. Is this serious? Yes, 100%. Guys, you got to know us by now. Anytime we start a live, it's never going to start serious, but I can guarantee you, you're going to be very grateful that
just buckle in.
Buckle up, buckle in, whatever you want to say. All right.
It'll be worth it.
I can guarantee it'll be worth it. We have about 12 people on. So again, first of all, I want to say welcome to everybody that is on here. We haven't been live in this group that often lately because we've just been building our businesses, and obviously we put out a new training recently for you guys, but this is going to trump most of everything we've ever put in this group. I can guarantee.
Dude, it's pretty good. I haven't actually, when you told me about it like 10 minutes ago, I was like, oh dang, like actually kind of different. Never heard anyone kind of talk about it before. So
yep. And so if a lead advisor on a 7-figure sales team says that, you should probably listen up.
Might have some weight to it.
Might have a little bit of weight to it. I want to wait till we get more people on though, because I know anytime I blast this out to the email list and the chat bot list, we get a good amount of people. So in the meantime, let's get some engagement going on this live here, guys. I want to see people commenting. Just like the post if you don't want to comment, but at least like the post. It'd be nice if you commented, because that way we can bump this post up in people's news feeds, and more people can see this. I can guarantee, I'm making a lot of guarantees tonight, guys. I can guarantee that there's a lot of people in this group that need to see this live.
Andrew says, feeling grateful to join this group. I'm grateful to have you here. That
is awesome. I love that. So again, guys, go ahead and comment. Just let us know that you are watching live. Just say, hey, I'm here. Something, anything you want to give us down below. That way we know you guys aren't just creeping on us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
What's up, Dan? We got Darren in the house. We got some heavy hitters on this live, man.
We got 17 people right now.
Yeah. Okay. So for those of you that are watching right now, first of all, again, welcome to today's or tonight's live. A bit later than usual, but
what is this guy? Social brick marking. Your pit stains are showing. That's very observant.
This is very observant, bro. Hey, listen, bro. He's putting in work.
Hey, I gotta day in, day out.
That's a sign of some hard work, man. So with that said, again, welcome everybody. Round 3, I think we'll do it now. In today's live, I'm going to talk to you guys about we got Mr. Eli Wild on here.
Well, that's crazy. Eli.
Dude, I can't believe I still haven't even met you in person, which is nuts. Anyways, the title of this live is the only sales objection you need to worry about. And I can guarantee, or your money back. No, just kidding. I can guarantee that you've never heard anybody talk about this objection before, except maybe Eli Wild, because the guy's a savage. Yeah, he's probably talked about it for sure.
Yeah.
But there's not too many other people that have probably talked about this objection. So with that said, we have about 20 people on. I'm tempted to just wait.
You should go into it.
I want to get into it. I'm ready to go, but I want to see some engagement in the comments. I want to see people engaging with us. So for the 20 of you that are on here, beside the people that already commented, let us know that you're here. Give us a hashtag live. Give us like a something. You know what? Tell us where you're from. What part of the world are you tuning in from?
Yeah.
I know we have people in this group from all over. See, dude, I told you, 23 people on now.
There we go.
Told you, man. Patience is a virtue, my friend.
That's something I've been learning from you for sure.
a good skill to have.
Ali says, get it.
Ali, we will get it in just a second, man. Trust me. Trust me. That's funny. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I want to preface this this topic by saying most people right now, and a lot of the stuff we talk about, guys, sales and what's being taught is very specific to the agency space. Brian, bro. Oh goodness. We got guys, we got West Palm Beach. Let's go. Shout out to the women on the live. 100%.
Oh,
100%. We have some kick-ass females in our program. Sometimes they put the guys to shame, man.
They do.
It's awesome to see. But anyways,
Nicaragua.
Goodness, man.
All
so
right.
again, guys, most of the sales stuff that we talk about is almost always going to be very specific to, of course, like the principles can be universal, but I like to keep it specific to B2B agency stuff because obviously that's what this group is about and that's what all you guys are here for, right? And so a lot of what's being taught right now in the sales world for agencies is, hey, you know, especially when it comes to objection handling within sales, is focus on like how to handle the price objection, how to handle the I need to think about it, or I need to talk to my partner, or this is out of our budget, or I need to wait a few months, or what else? You know, hey, do you have some referrals I can talk to? What else do people hear in their calls, man?
Well, dude, it's like, I don't know if this is the right time, right? That's another one.
100%.
I mean, you covered most of the common ones, right? Like, I need to think about it. This isn't the right time. I want to look at my options. You know, I've already gotten burned in the past. Why are you different? Things like that.
Yep. So
everyone kind of teaches how to go with those and, you know, how to combat those. But I don't know, dude, buyers are just evolving. And I feel like sometimes these coaches, these sales coaches aren't really like going with the flow. You know what I mean?
Big time, man. So here's the truth, guys. All those objections that you just heard us name, which are probably, you know, send me a proposal. Yeah, somebody commented to that. That too. It all kind of falls under the same exact umbrella. I want to guarantee. All the same thing. All those objections, guys, that you're probably used to hearing, mean absolutely nothing. They mean nothing. They are so irrelevant, it's not even funny. Okay? Yeah, how many leads can I get? How many leads can I expect? How many clients can I expect? Can I get a guarantee? All that stuff.
Exactly.
All the same thing. Let me tell you why. The only sales objection that you ever actually need to worry about, and the only one that you need to actually focus on helping your prospective clients work through, isn't those objections, because those are surface level bullshit, nothing objections. Those aren't even objections.
They're just smoke screens, guys.
They're smoke screens. What you actually need to worry about, is the decision-making and thinking process that your prospective clients are deploying within their business. I'm going to say it again in case you guys didn't hear me, because we had a few people jump on. The only sales objection that you ever actually need to worry about is the decision-making and the thinking process that your prospective clients are deploying within their business to make decisions and to get things done. How are your prospective clients actually thinking through situations? So, for example, here's why this is of the utmost importance. If somebody says, I need some time to think about this, I can almost guarantee you that because where's that coming from? There's a very specific process behind that statement. There's a decision-making process, and that decision-making process is most of the time, I need to wait on things. I need to put things on the back burner. I need to think through things.
Dude, it's almost like an automated response.
100%.
Because I guarantee you guys, like all these business owners you're talking to, you're probably not the first one to reach out and ask if they need help, right? They've probably been on multiple calls like this in the past where you try to offer some sort of agency service, whether it's Facebook ads or SEO, whatever. And then they just kind of see you as one of the many. And they're just like, yeah, let me just take this back to my team and think about it. I'll get back to you. And then 2 days later, they're supposed to hop on a call, but they ghost you. Like we've all been there.
100%. And so guys, I can guarantee, yeah. So somebody else commented, I just saw, I think, I don't know, it looked like it disappeared. Someone said, what about when they say, can you work on a commission basis? Same exact thing.
You work pro bono and I'll cut
Yeah, exactly. It's all the same thing. So I can guarantee you guys that when your prospects say something like that, the decision-making process that lies beneath it has 100% shown up in the past within their business. I can guarantee that when they've had to make decisions before and they've had to get things done, they've deployed that method of thinking. They've deployed that decision-making process and framework. And I can also probably guarantee that more often than not, it probably didn't serve them, or it didn't serve them as best as it could.
But the reality is, guys, like, none of you guys are actually challenging them on these things.
That's the secret. And unfortunately, dude, I think what needs to be said is that it's actually like a lot of the people that are watching this that aren't challenging the way the prospects think, it's kind of not their fault, because you guys are being taught a certain way of selling by a lot of these courses and these coaches and all these people out there that's, right now that sell agency programs. They're all teaching you to sell more or less the same way.
Yep.
So you guys need to understand, like, don't beat yourself up about not doing this, because it's kind of not your fault.
But dude, you know what goes a little bit deeper into all of this? Like, if you actually want to understand your prospect's decision-making process, do you feel like it's important for agency owners to have their own decision-making process dialed in as well?
Well, dude, how are you ever going to teach somebody how to do something that you've never done yourself?
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
It's funny. I just started reading Principles, I told you, by Ray Dalio.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, I'm still in the beginning of the book, but one of the things that he emphasizes so strongly is you have to start, because he lays out principles in the book, right? And he's like, these are mine, but don't just take mine and run with them. You have to learn to create your own principles through which you can think.
Yep.
And make decisions by, right? And so again, guys, we might have had some new people jump on, some people jump off, whatever. For those of you that are watching live, the objections that you're getting, the price, partner, I need to think about it. I need to look it over. I need some time to think, whatever it is, all these things, guarantee, blah, 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 you name it. Those are not the issue.
Not at all.
And so the reason why a lot of you guys are struggling to close new clients and bring on new deals for your agency is because they give you a surface level objection and you go with a surface level amount of challenging it.
Or pretty much, dude, like what everyone's doing these days is like they get like a list of objection handling liners, right? One
100%.
line. So it's like, oh, if they say I need to think about it, what do I need to think about? Right? What do you need to think about is what usually you'll say. Or if someone says it's too expensive, someone else will say, well, it's too expensive to just keep doing what you're doing, right? These are like common objections that everyone is teaching.
Big
and
time.
Like a lot of times it like doesn't even make sense.
Big time.
You don't even understand where that objection is coming from. So
exactly.
You're just giving this canned rebuttal, and then you're expecting them to close, and then they don't, and you're like, oh well, I bought this script and I bought this objection handling course and it didn't work. Now I'm pissed and I want a refund.
100%.
The problem is,
guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's cool.
I was just saying these guys don't understand like underlying issues. Everyone's taking everything for granted on their surface level, and then that's it. They're just like, oh yeah, they didn't close, but it was because they needed to think about it. So that's legit.
100%.
On to the next one.
Yep. Big time. Because guys, if you do understand how to do this, if you do understand that it's not the objection that they're giving you, it's the actual thought process behind that and the decision-making process behind that, then like you can handle any quote unquote objection that ever comes your way.
And the thing is, dude, like you don't even need to handle it.
I was literally just going to say that.
Right? Yeah. Like everyone that handles objections is doing it the old way.
Big time.
You need to be going through a sales process that's preventing it from ever even happening.
That too, 100%. But to play devil's advocate on that, there are going to be situations in sales calls as you've been on where you're going to get hit with those roadblocks. And if you try to work through them the way most people are teaching you, then you're going to get the result that most people are getting, which is nothing.
I agree.
I agree too.
No, I think there's both of us have like parallel thoughts, right? Where you want to do your best to prevent it from ever happening, because there's ways to prevent people from saying like, I need to think about it, or it's too much money.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
But regardless, you're never I mean, it's very rare you're gonna have like 100% successful sales process in that you cover everything from A to Z. Like, there's always gonna be a little bit of hesitation from a consumer, right? Unless
Yep.
it's like a very warm lead, it's a referral. They're just like, here's my credit card. You put whatever you want on it. I'm good with it. I
Yep.
mean, you and I both know it doesn't happen very often.
100%. So guys, before we continue and wrap more about this, who's with us? Like, are you?
Yeah. Like, does this make sense?
Yeah. Are you guys paying attention? Is this making sense? By the way, we'll talk more about this, but we're happy to answer any questions you guys have about this. Obviously, we have some people on, so if you guys have anything you want to, I mean, this is your chance to kind of just drill us.
What's up, Uri? What's up, Dario? Peter, Mel, Jessica, what's going on?
So yeah, guys, let us know if this makes sense. Is this helpful? I think it's helpful. Shit, I wish somebody told me this.
Yeah.
You know,
2 years ago.
This is higher level stuff, though, guys. This is not your average like, hey, they said it's too expensive. Here's what you should Here's what you should say. That's like rookie league sales, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's super, super rookie league.
Dario says he's not doing enough pushback. Myself. How do we help someone with that, dude? If they're not doing enough pushback?
Well, I think. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd probably first look at how you're making decisions in your own life. Yeah. And then if you can start to deploy this way of thinking for yourself, then it'll be much easier to do it with somebody else. If that makes sense.
Oh, I agree, dude. Like whenever you're on like a sales call, enrollment call, whatever, like if you're not 100% aligned in that sales process, if you're like, there's things that need to be dialed in your life for you to be performing at a peak state, right? If those are things are kind of off and they're just like not there, then yeah, you're not going to be 100% on that call. And it goes beyond just mentality. It goes down to like your physiology, your health, your diet. Do you want to say?
No, I agree with what you just said, but I just had a little light bulb moment about something else I want to add. Yeah. You got a little background noise where you're at too, man.
Dude, I know. Let me turn it. I think that's I'll get it. You go.
Okay, cool. So guys, here's another thing you need to understand. This is so important. It's very powerful. The reason why focusing on this part of your prospective client's objections and not like the actual, smoke screen is it's actually what's ultimately best for the client. So let me say that again. The reason why you need to focus on digging into and understanding the thought process and the decision-making process by which your prospects are saying these things, instead of how do I handle the price objection or the partner objection, is because by you doing that, focusing on A rather than B, it's actually best for the client. Let me explain why. I can almost say with 100% confidence that the prospective clients that you guys are going to talk to or that you have spoken to have never been challenged on the way in which they make decisions by other agency owners. Because no one's really teaching this, for one.
Yeah.
And two, quite frankly, a lot of people are afraid to challenge business owners because they think that they're up here and that them as an agency are down here. And so you guys a lot of times are hesitant, and we even see this with our clients, our agency partners, when they first start working with us. And obviously it's something we help them work through, right? So yes, Jasmine has a fantastic point. The potential client obviously needs help or they wouldn't be talking to us. That is true. The problem is that agency owners don't actually understand how to help the client in the way that they actually need help.
Yep.
And more often than not, it's not that they need more leads or they need to be sold on Facebook ads. More often than not, it's that they almost need a slap in the wrist and say, hey, look, the way you've been making decisions, John, has actually been one of the major contributing factors as to why you haven't grown your business. And it's probably one of the biggest reasons why we're on the phone right now.
Yep. And
based off of what I hear.
I want to give a framework or a mentality some people can use to think of when they get on these calls. Because this mentality kind of changed the game for me, because I always used to think of myself as the minority, right? And then always talking up to somebody. But if you think about it, like, you want to come on a call with this like father figure mentality, right? Like, you think about it, like your dad or your parents, whoever, when you were growing up, they told you what you needed to hear, but they did it in a way that didn't seem judgmental or like condescending or anything like that, right? Like, they're like, listen, this is what you're doing right now. If you keep doing this, you're not going to get to where you want to do, right? Like, if you quit studying, you're not going to get this A in this class that you need to get to keep moving on to the next grade, right? In the same way, you need to talk to these business owners the same way, because if you don't, then they're not going to respect you, and you just got to give them what they need, right? Like, you're just being very genuine with them and telling him, Mr. Business Owner, you're wanting to go from 10K a month to 50K a month, but you only want to spend $100 a month on Facebook ads. Like, do you see how that logic just doesn't make sense? Like, you're asking for, like, I don't even know what the math is behind that, but it's like 1,000x ROI. Like, if you find anywhere in this market where you can put $100 in and get like 1,000x back, please tell me, because I'll go put all the money I have in there. It just doesn't exist. And these business owners are kind of just crazy. They don't know this stuff. They just don't know what they don't know, right? So it's our job to inform them and let them know, like, what they're thinking of isn't actually logical. Do you feel like you've ever done that on any of your calls, Sebastian? Maybe in a different way.
Like walking them through that.
Walking them through that, just taking that mentality of like being that father figure, right? I might have got off on tangent a little bit.
Yeah. No, for sure. I've never looked at it as a father figure, but I've always looked at it as more of like, I am the expert here. I am the authority. So you can father figure, authority.
Yeah. Tomato.
Whatever. Exactly.
Whatever helps you kind of get more confidence on these calls.
Yeah. So Alvin says, like, he just dropped a few objections. Like, I've heard that this didn't work for someone else, or do you offer a money back guarantee? Or I just need to think about this first, or I don't like change. Those are all exactly what we're talking about. So for those of you guys that just jumped on, we'll kind of do like a loop around Jordan Belfort style here. So basically what we're talking about is the only objection you ever actually need to worry about on your sales calls for your marketing agency. And has nothing to do with any of the classic objections that you've heard, like what most people have commented: price, guarantee, think about it, partner, case studies, referrals, all that stuff means nothing. Means nothing. Okay. What you actually need to focus on and worry about is, how can I help the prospect work through their decision-making process and their action and the frameworks by which they think, because that's really what's holding them back.
Right.
Can you drop some analogies on how to make them understand you want to spend 500 and make 50K? Oh, for sure. So yeah, Ali, that's a super easy one.
Dude, I'll use solar for an example, and then you probably have one for yourself.
Okay.
I would be like, dude, Mr. Solar company owner, it's like, would you go to a house and they're like, oh my gosh, this is way too big of an investment for me to make into the solar panel, just a lot of money, right? And then they're like, well, what if I just put one panel instead? Like, I'll just put one panel on the roof and get the same benefit. Like, I think you guys can do that, right? And you're just gonna kind of look at them as a solar company owner. You're just gonna look at them kind of dumbfounded. It's like, no, you have to fill up your whole freaking roof to like energize your whole freaking house. It doesn't work like that. You can't just put one panel and get all your energy in. And it's like, okay, so like, you understand that, right? And they're like, yeah, it totally makes sense. So in the same way, like, you can't spend $500 on ads and expect to get like a million X back.
100%. That's a great analogy, man. By the way, shout out to Mr. Dan White. He said in the comments, this is probably the best video you guys have ever done. This is amazing. Dude,
Dan's a savage, bro.
He's a savage. I thank you for the kind words, man. I did say in the beginning, I did say that this might be the best live we've ever done. So yeah, that was a great one. For me, I like to use the stock market analogy. It's like, hey, have you ever heard, aside from maybe people who were had insider knowledge on Netflix, Amazon, and Apple, have you ever heard of people putting $500 into the stock market and make 50,000 back? Have you ever heard of any investment vehicle that can do that? And then what I would do to lighten things up, because sometimes it can get heavy on the calls, is I'd make a joke. I'd say, yeah, shoot, Mr. Prospect, if you found it, let me know, because I'll ditch the business I'm in now and I'll go for that. You know, I'm out of here in a jiffy if you could find that for me. And they'll chuckle, and then they'll be like, yeah, you're right. Because it's silly. It's silly, right?
Makes sense.
Doesn't make any sense. Instead of you going, well, you really should sign on with us because it's going to get you an ROI. It's like, you did not solve the problem, which
First of all,
is how they're thinking.
You didn't even understand the problem. I think that's the biggest thing.
100%. And that's why we're making that, dude. That was the best thing you said so far. So that's why, no, seriously. That's why we're doing this live, because most people don't even know that this is the problem. It's like, I can't think of an analogy. Usually I'm good with these, but like, it's just like, you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you guys don't even know that this is something you should be focusing on, there's no way you could ever fix it or remedy it to actually start closing deals. And this is just one of several reasons why our agency partners are closing deals like wildfire. You guys see the case studies, they're always coming in live. So I'm just checking the comments here.
Dude, everyone's kind of, they all like the analogies, dude.
I know. I love analogy. I always say this, and we walk our clients through this too. Analogies are amazing because they basically take they're an
incredible way to bridge the gap.
They take like a Jordan Peterson level statement and dumb it down to like third grade level.
And honestly, some of these business owners need it.
100%.
They ask some silly questions, man.
100%. And that just ties in with what we've been talking about, which is, a lot of agencies.
Just throw it in their face and like, listen, you wouldn't do this for your customer, would you? Like, you want me to work for free? Like, are you just going to go put panels on the roofs for free? And then go
100%.
They don't like it.
100%, man. Okay. So we have 30 people on here right now. So let's get some Q&A going. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, dude. I was feeling sleepy before this live, but I'm feeling
I was feeling a little tired too. I'm not going to lie.
Good.
I made some tea. We got on FaceTime. I was like, dude, we're going live.
Let's do it. Yep. That's how we move, dude.
That's just how we move, man. Super quick. So what questions do you guys have for us? Just give us any feedback. We have 30 people on. So if not one of you comments, then there's something wrong. We might be getting some bots on here, man. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible, but
you gotta get some questions.
You got to get some questions, man.
This was it was good. It was dense, but I mean, it wasn't self-explanatory. So let's see what you guys got.
Yeah. What questions you guys have for us? We're getting more people jumping on. So let us know if you want us to re-clarify something as well. Let us know if there's anything that we went through that you guys are a little confused on, or you want us to just go over one more time. Yeah. So we're on here. You guys have our attention.
Don't be shy if you have a question. All right. Let's see.
If you have the money to build a team, do you recommend building it now? Brando, so that is a very hollow question, in which case I need a lot more details and context.
Yeah.
To answer it.
A team for what? Like
a team for what?
Fulfillment, outreach.
Also, where are you at currently? Like, what have you done yourself? There's a lot of things we need to know.
Yep. Ollie. Well, dude, Ollie goes, I'm driving, don't want to get in an accident, but he types that message out to tell us driving doesn't want to get in an accident.
Classic, bro. What about when they say what is that? Oh, what about when they say I have enough business? Patrick, well then I would be curious as to why they're on the phone with you. All right. It's like, here's a fantastic example. If you're in a happy relationship, you're probably not going to be on Tinder. Just saying.
Very true.
Brando said a reach out team and a sales team. Again, man, need more details.
Yeah, dude. Where are you at?
What's your revenue? What have you done so far? Like, what are you really good at? What have you really perfected and mastered? We found another company doing the exact same thing. How to swing them to work with us. So Peter asks how to handle that. Do you have any thoughts on that, man? I have some thoughts for sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of companies doing the same thing in the same space, right? So the biggest thing that any customer cares about is results, right? It's like, okay, they're doing the same exact thing. Like, what kind of costs are they getting? And guys, you need to understand, no one cares about cost per lead anymore.
For
right?
sure.
Cost per.
Dude, don't give all the gold nuggets away, man.
I'm trying, dude.
Come on now.
I get fired up, bro. I'll just give a little. All right.
That's fair, dude.
You need to get what their cost per acquisition is, because most likely they honestly don't even know it. And once you figure that out and you realize it's through the roof and that you can get it down a lot higher, a lot less, and you're like, okay, well, obviously you're paying $1,000 to get a client, like I can get it down to 200, whatever it is, right? So that's kind of how you handle that one. The next one, the marketing guy at a dealership.
Oh, wait. I want to just touch on that one more time.
Right.
So it's like if you're competing with somebody who they're considering like hiring instead of you, I would dig into that for sure. I would say, well, I'd find out like, what is it that they find more appealing about the other company? Because again, I want to know what's going through their head. I want to know how they're making this decision.
And you also want to know like what they're looking for in an agency.
100%. So are you basing your decision on price? Are you basing your decision on quality of work, on ROI? Like, walk me through what you're looking for, like you said, Karan. And that will be a telltale sign of like what needs to happen next.
It's so funny, dude. Like when you ask those questions, they honestly don't have answers.
I was just going to say that.
It's like, got it. Okay. So you're looking between us and maybe two other people. So can you just walk me through what your decision-making process looks like when picking an agency?
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, go for it.
So sorry, dude. I feel like I keep cutting you off. I'm just really jacked up right now.
I can tell, dude. You're fired.
Yeah, I'm fired up because this is stuff no one's talking about.
Yeah.
And I get so excited when I see that people are actually consuming it and enjoying it and it's helping people. So with that, on that note of somebody who's like, well, I got this other company, these other two companies, more often than not, guys, they're probably basing the decision off price and who's cheaper. And so what I would do in that case, once I find that out, I get them to verbalize the fact that they are basing their decision on price. I would ask them, hey, is it okay if I share some insights with you as to why that might not be the best way to make your decision? And then you give your honest opinion and your honest thoughts as to why basing your decision solely on price could potentially be a problem, because you will always pay a price. And this is something you guys can use on your sales calls. Dude, we're giving away a lot. Right?
Dude, this is good, man.
This is crazy, man. We're
going deep.
We'll sell this. We'll sell the replay. So I would say you're always going to pay a price, Mr. Prospect, because if you pay a cheap price monetarily, you'll probably end up paying a price in headache, time, having to micromanage somebody because they're probably lower quality. So you're going to pay a price, or you can pay a higher price in terms of capital, and you can not have to worry about those other things. So it's like, what price do you want to pay? You can either pay more capital and have less headache, pay less capital, have more headache, and lose time because you're dealing with stuff that isn't quite getting fixed. It's like if you hire a plumber to fix your toilet, you can hire the guy that charges $50 an hour. You can hire the guy that charges $200 an hour. The guy that you hire the guy for $50 an hour, he's going to come, he's going to do a half-ass job, and your toilet's going to keep getting clogged, and you'll probably end up paying him another 6-7 times. So you probably end up paying him more than you would the guy that charges $200 because constant mistakes.
Dude, I love car analogies. So for people like that, it's like you have I don't know, something in your car is broken, right? You can go and there's this sketchy guy in your neighborhood that can probably fix it for like $50. But if you go to him, you'll probably have to go back 10 more times. Or you go to the dealership or the reputable shop, get it done the right way the first time, the only time, and you're done.
That's it. Jasmine says, I recently purchased a program and the sales training is, oh goodness. And the sales training is to offer a paid trial for $150. What do you think about that?
We were just talking about this earlier, bro.
I'm going to give you my thoughts in one line. Join Agency Hypergrowth.
I was just going to say, to her question, what do you think about it? I was just going to say, no, don't do it.
I think it's the dumbest thing. And my guess would be whoever's teaching you that. I mean, I don't want to bash whoever that is, but they're probably not that great at sales.
That's usually what it comes down to.
Yeah. If they go with the lower price, they'll probably have to invest time. Yeah, 100%. 100%. But the key is, guys, you have to be able to communicate this to your clients and get them to buy into it.
Yep.
That's the important part. You cannot just tell them something and have them have them just brush it away. They have to verbally buy into it.
Yeah, and you got to be careful. I mean, this is probably going to go too deep, but like they can't just be like, yeah, sure, gotcha. You have to be very aware of their tonality, their responses, and you can't just let it go.
Dude, this is some heavy stuff we're giving away here, man.
We're being generous, bro.
We are being super generous today, man.
Ending the season of giving, dude.
I know. Very, very long extension.
I think.
What's that?
No, I was looking through the chat. I don't think anyone else has questions though.
Well, we have 36 people on, so we could stay on here.
Heck yeah.
We'll end up just like trimming this live until into a properly like edited video. So we could just hang out on here until you guys don't have any more questions. Are there conversational markers that indicate an upcoming objection? Any advice for noticing these and proactively addressing these thought patterns? That's actually a really good. It's a really good question, Chris. Is Chris in agency hypergrowth? No, right?
No, dude. Him and I were talking. He's a great guy. He's jumping in pretty soon, though.
I think you should join, bro. Because if you're asking a question like that, you'd probably pick up what we put down really well and really quick. So,
Chris,
just a thought for you.
Conversation.
But on that question, usually they'll say things. So like sometimes you'll get prospects who literally will just tell you, well, we hired a company in the past and it didn't work out. And there's a whole process for digging deep into that. You'll have somebody say things like, we spent, like $500 on Thumbtack and it got a few jobs and it didn't really work out. And those are red flags because what that means is they'll probably make decisions the same way that they did that decision. Let me know if that makes sense.
Dude, there's something else that isn't like very, very linear to that question, but it kind of ties in. So when a prospect tells you what their goal is and it's like, oh, I want to go from like $50,000 a month to anywhere from like 100 to 2,000 a month. And most agency owners, what they do is like, cool, gotcha. All right, next question, right? But the problem there is that like these business owners, they're saying 100 or 200. Like how big of a gap is that, dude? Like what sort of different marketing has to happen to go from 100 or 200, right? It's massively different.
Yeah.
So if you just kind of like blaze over that and don't really like get into more detail, that's going to stem at the end of the call. They don't really have much clarity on really where you're taking them. You're just pitching them something and it's like, oh, well, like it sounds interesting, but like I don't really know where we're going, right? Like, is it 100? Is it 200? Is it 300? Is this just a cookie cutter plan you give everybody? Because you just ask a question and they don't really feel like they're actually being catered to.
100%.
That makes sense.
It definitely makes sense, man. Let's get some feedback in the comments though. Tyler says, thoughts on joining a sales team to master sales / meetings to later start your own agency versus starting your own agency from the outright. This is actually a really good question.
Yeah.
So here's what I would guess. Here's what a lot of like gurus and coaches would say. Well, just go and learn from somebody who's already done it. Easiest way. And for a lot of things, I would say that's true. However, when it comes to this stuff, like with sales, I think the best thing that I ever did was get a sales job.
I was going to say.
So,
started.
Huh?
I was going to say that's where you started.
Yeah. I think that's the best thing. Like one of the best things literally that happened to me. Yeah. So I would say, Tyler, I can't really see your profile photo. So I can't tell like if you're younger, if you're a little bit older, I don't really know. But I would say if you can definitely get a sales job. The nice thing about getting a sales job is number one, in some positions, it doesn't feel like you're working for someone as much as like a normal office position because you can kind of go and do your own thing, just generate your own leads and sales. That's like one thing. And then number two, like your income isn't nearly as capped as a normal job, which is nice because you can make some more money. And then number three, you can use the job to fund your growth fund the growth of your agency, to invest into coaches or to invest into infrastructure or whatever the case may be. And then also like lastly, number four, it also serves as some nice motivation.
Yeah, honestly, Tyler, that's a really good question. Not a lot of people do that.
Yeah, it's a great question. Any good cold calling scripts? I'm focusing on the solar panel niche. Actually, Peter, we don't teach cold calling. So I don't have a script for you. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of people go, well, dude, I saw your YouTube channel. You have a cold call video. And it's like, well, that's true.
That came out in like 2018, bro.
That was a long time ago, man. Things change. So I don't really have any thoughts on cold calling. It's just not what we do anymore. The best way to learn is to just do it. You're going to stumble in the beginning. Yeah, that's partially true. For sure. Cool.
Darren goes, sounds like there is a lot of value in HG. Maybe just
I mean, I don't know. That's what I've heard. I'm not really sure. Who runs the program again? Brian and some other dude, right?
Brian and Chris? Something like that?
I don't know, dude. Who's Brian again? Oh, man. I wonder if he's still on here. That'd be funny if he is.
No, dude. He would have said more crap.
I know. He loves to talk junk. All right, y'all. You guys have any more questions? We have 38 people on. So Ali, yes, the no facial hair YouTube channel. Yeah,
Those were funny days.
that was a long time ago, man.
Crazy,
That was
right?
wild.
How
It
time
really
is
wasn't
going
that
by.
long if you think about it, but it
It
feels
feels like it though. A lot's
it really
changed.
does. 100%. Okay,
Cool.
so I think that's it. Again, I guess we can hang out on here. It's 8:36. We'll give you guys till 8:40.
Yeah.
In case some of you just want to sit and stare at us, which is fine. Uh,
That's so weird, bro.
hey, listen, I know there's people on here that
Whatever
appreciate
they're
that,
into, right?
you know,
Free world.
you got to cater to all interests and desires.
Yo, Alex goes, Sebastian, are you ever going to upgrade to wireless headphones? Probably the same day I upgrade my phone.
I don't see that actually. Where's that?
Dude.
I don't see it, but will I? No, fuck that. I'm not getting no ear pods, man.
Why?
It's so dumb, bro. I hate ear pods, AirPods, whatever they're called.
Bro, you just think you're gonna get cancer.
But yeah, that too. But they also make you look like everybody
jamoke.
else.
A
You make
jamoke.
me look like a jamoke. I don't want to look like everybody else with the AirPods. All right, don't get me
I
started.
agree.
I agree. If you're on here and not in HD, you're missing out. Yeah, dude. You get this content 3 to 4 times a week. Exactly, my man. Does your training offer the technical aspect? I need more help on the technical side versus sales. Jasmine, if you're talking, building funnels. So Jasmine, that is definitely not like our specialty. Being honest, I'm not going to sit here and say we are the best program if you want to become a Facebook ads and like funnels expert. But we do get more into principles so that you know what to look for when you're building a team around that particular area of focus. So like when you're building a fulfillment team, kind of like a side note / like perk is when you're in agency hypergrowth, we already supply you with a fulfillment team to go out and leverage. You can leverage their case studies and they have a lot of cool features and all that stuff.
But dude, with that being said, like that model isn't really for everybody, right? Like some people just genuinely, they want to just do all the back end stuff. They want to do the grunt work in the agency and there's nothing wrong with that.
100%.
Like you can do it however you want it, but like an agency hypergrowth will teach you how to actually build like a sustainable, scalable business.
Yep.
At the end of the day, like there's only so much fulfillment you can do without getting to a point where you're ready to pull your hair out.
And that's why we started the program in the first place, man. That's why I started helping people because that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, I've told the story many times.
The hamster wheel, bro. You just
it's exactly what it is. I got my first few clients. I was stuck doing all the fulfillment. I built the funnels. I was doing the ad campaigns. I wish I can find them. They're probably somewhere in my ad account.
Yeah, probably
somewhere buried deep in there. But and then I had to stop prospecting because I didn't have the time to prospect because I was stuck building clients. And then what happened was because I didn't know what I was doing and I thought I was going to figure out how to run ads effectively and profitably, those campaigns tanked. And so I was basically left out to dry because the clients were not happy. So they left. And because the last month or two, I wasn't prospecting, I had no new clients to sell. And so I was like, basically now what? So that's the agency hamster wheel, which is why we don't really recommend being completely stuck in fulfillment. So, yep. All right, y'all. It's getting a little late, but I'm surprised we still have 29 people on.
Yeah.
So
sounds like they like what we have.
Yeah. With that said, for those of you that might be maybe a little bit newer, or this is one of your first time seeing us, first of all, I just want to say welcome to the group. We do a lot of these trainings. I don't know if we ever do trainings this good because this was good.
This was a rarity.
This was like a golden gem, man. But we do go live pretty often, and we're going to actually, so next Saturday, and I know it's a little far out, but actually we'll probably make the announcement on next Monday or Tuesday for a new live training we're going to be doing on prospecting, getting appointments.
There we go.
It's going to be good stuff. So, yep.
Oh, Aaron goes, how do I join?
I don't even know how to respond to that one, bro. For those of you that genuinely would like to chat with us and you genuinely want to know more about the program, even if you don't necessarily have intentions on joining us right away, which is totally fine, you just want to know what it is that we do and how we can help, feel free to reach out to, I'm actually going to tag the people right now. So guys, I'm going to tag a few people that you can reach out to from our team. They work directly with us, and a lot of them are either current or former clients of ours. So you can reach out to them and have a chat, and if it makes sense, you guys can have a longer conversation. So
probably with me.
Probably with Karan. I heard he's pretty good at what he does. So
Jessica goes, do you guys work with people in the entertainment niche, radio hosts, musicians, talent, models, etc.? My agency is leaning more in that direction. Yeah, I mean,
The entertainment niche, you said?
entertainment niche. Yeah. I mean,
I don't think we've ever worked with an agency in that industry, but that's not to say that we couldn't.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's always untapped niches that you can go and find. So I wouldn't rule it out. We just want to properly do research and due diligence on the niche to make sure it kind of fits the model. So
100%.
yeah, Jessica, feel free to reach out to any of those guys that Sebastian tagged or me, whatever you're comfortable with. We can kind of talk about that question in more detail.
Cool. All right, guys. This, I think what we'll probably end up doing over the next few days is just we'll edit this one up and we'll pin it to the top of the group so that you guys can watch this over and over and over again. If you guys are watching live and you didn't get a chance to actually hear like the meat and potatoes of this live and of this training, go back, because this will be available as a replay in the group. Go back, rewatch it. I can promise you it will be well worth the 20, 30 minutes, whatever it was. Excuse me.
Yeah. Are we going to get this trimmed down at all, or?
We will get this trimmed down for sure. I'll get Aaron on the case.
Mr.
And we'll add another video to his queue of editing responsibilities.
Aaron's the man.
Yeah, but this will stay in the group. So this will just be up in the group basically forever. So you guys can always go in and watch it. Cool. All right, guys. Hope this was helpful. We'll see you soon. Peace.